Assalamu alaikum everybody. I hope all of you are doing well. I am back for the news for the day. First thing to note is that recently the 551st birthday of Guru Nanak has been celebrated, and we had Sikhs coming in from across nations, and especially from our neighbors, and we had an estimate of over 2,000 Sikh pilgrims. And what I feel like is very uh, applaud worthy is the fact that we are actually facilitating for our minorities. And I feel like this should pave the way for, you know, giving more religious space to those in our minorities, others in our minorities, including uh, the Christians, the Jews, the Hindus, and of course we have the Sikhs. And these processions, as I would call them, and the celebrations took place in Hassan Abdal, they took place in Nankana Sahib as well as Kartarpur. And this just shows that these areas are populated by people who are in our minority. And despite the fact that we are not a secular country, we are an Islamic state. Pakistan is an Islamic state. The fact is that Islam is not just a religion, it is a way of life. And this way of life that Islam proposes is definitely for and always will be for the preservation and security of all religions. And it is a verse from the Quran, in fact, that there should be no compulsion in religion. And so I feel like the misunderstanding of Islam and an Islamic state comes from the way Muslim nations implement upon the policies laid out by the Quran and Islam as a whole. And what I see here is, prospects for the future in which we can take forth our minorities, especially with inclusion and intervention of our Federal Minister for Interfaith Harmony, who is at this particular uh, point in Pakistan's history, Nurul Haq Qadri. And I feel like these celebrations should be endorsed even more because we need to care for our minorities. Right, moving on, the second thing to note is that we have over 8,000 deaths from COVID 19 and about 5,082 smart lockdowns being implemented across the nation. And with that, we had 7,000 volunteers take shots for the new Chinese vaccine to counter and curb coronavirus cases. And so what I feel like the best thing we can do right now is to adhere to the SOPs, to follow NCOC or the National Command and Operation Center guidelines, wearing a mask, keeping a distance, continuously washing your hands if you are out, and if you are not, then just making sure that you are clean, you're hydrated, etc. So, with that also comes a moral responsibility because we know that the government cannot, you know, reach as far as to do these things for you. You need to take these precautions for yourself, and here uh, it's not so much as government intervention as it is moral intervention for yourself and for your life. And if you do want to save people's lives, I feel like this is the easiest thing to do. Third thing to note is that Khalid Khurshid has become the new chief minister of Gilgit Baltistan. He is the third, following a PPP, Pakistan People's Party, chief minister, as well as a PMLN or Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz chief minister, and he is the third with another alteration in party. So there hasn't been any ultimate rule in Gilgit-Baltistan. What I see is that Gilgit-Baltistan just sways towards the government which is in place in Islamabad. So that's exactly what happened and what has been happening for, you know, as long as the elections have been going around in Gilgit Baltistan. And so here I hope for, bringing back Gilgit Baltistan to the center, to the federal capital, in the sense that with other provinces, it should also meet as well as get the status it deserves, equal status as any other province. And of course, we do have some variability even across our already established provinces, such as Balochistan. We know there are a lot of conflicts there, especially since development, quite honestly, is not as good as it is in Punjab or Sindh, say. And even there, in a particular province, we have disproportionate industrialization. That's really the job of the chief minister. It's a difficult job. And what I expect now is that the chief minister will deliver, in the sense that it will bring up the status of Gilgit Baltistan so it is not seen as any far off, far removed province, but as one which plays a very vital role in bringing Pakistan back economically as well as politically after this pandemic, or even during or this pandemic. Last thing to note is that Asifa Bhutto, the sister of Mr. Bilawal Bhutto, had come in her stead in the Pakistan Democratic Movement's rally in Multan, and I feel like that was um, something which made all of us, whoever was watching, kind of compare her to her mother, Shahid Benazir Bhutto. And anyways, now I will leave you till the next time we meet. Allah Hafiz.